Membranoproliferative glomerulonephritis. This is the fourth type of nephrotic syndrome, known as Mpgn. The membranoproliferative glomerulonephritis is best considered a pattern of immune-mediated injury. There are two groups of Mpgn, type 1 and type 2. In type 1 Mpgn, there is deposition of immune complexes which contain immunoglobulin G and complement. The type 2 Mpgn is also called as dense deposit disease. Here, there is activation of complement. It appears to be the most important factor. So in type 2, the activation of complement appears to be the most important factor. This type 2 Mpgn belongs to C3 glomerulonephropathies. C3 stands for complement factor 3. The membranoproliferative glomerulonephritis is histologically characterized by alterations in the glomerular basement membrane, proliferation of the glomerular cells, along with leukocyte infiltration, deposits in the mesangium and the glomerular capillary walls. So the histological features are alterations in the glomerular basement membrane, proliferation of glomerular cells, leukocyte infiltration, deposits in the mesangium and the glomerular capillary walls. The Mpgn is also called as mesangiocapillary glomerulonephritis. This is because the proliferation predominantly involves the mesangium, but also it may involve the capillary loops. So this is called as mesangiocapillary glomerulonephritis. Pathogenesis of Mpgn. Most cases of type 1 Mpgn have immune complexes deposited in the glomerulus and activation of both classical as well as alternate complement pathways. It is also most commonly associated with HCV infection, hepatitis C virus infection. Morphology. The glomeruli are large and hypercellular. The hypercellularity is because of the mesangial cell proliferation. So because of this, there is lobular appearance like this. So it appears like lobules. There is lobular appearance due to the proliferating mesangial cells and the increased mesangial matrix. So there is proliferation of the mesangial cells and increase in mesangial matrix. This leads to the lobular appearance of the glomeruli. Also there is thickened glomerular basement membrane which shows tram track appearance caused by duplication of the basement membrane. So the basement membrane duplicates because of the mesangial cell proliferation. This looks like a tram track. So this is called as tram track appearance. This is the tram track appearance. Type 1 Mpgn has discrete subendothelial electron dense deposition. So the deposition is in subendothelial region in case of type 1 Mpgn. Under immunofluorescence, immunoglobulin G and the complement are deposited in granular pattern in the subendothelial region. Clinical features of Mpgn. Most of the patients with primary Mpgn are adolescents or young adults. So the adolescents or young adults present with nephrotic syndrome with hematuria or mild proteinuria. About 50% of the patients progress to chronic renal failure within 10 years. The treatment with steroids, immunosuppressants and antiplatelet drugs have no benefit. So they are of no use in type 1 Mpgn. Coming to the secondary Mpgn, more common in adults. The secondary causes include chronic immune complex disorders like SLE, hepatitis B virus infection, hepatitis C virus infection with cryoglobulinemia, HIV, schistosomiasis, and alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency, malignancies like chronic lymphocytic leukemia, CLL. So these are the secondary causes of Mpgn. Next is the dense deposit disease, which is type 2 Mpgn. As we have already seen, type 2 Mpgn is also called as dense deposit disease. In type 2 Mpgn, there is excessive activation of alternative complement pathway. So here only alternative complement pathway is activated, whereas in type 1 Mpgn, both classical as well as alternate complement pathways are activated. So here there is decreased serum C3 levels but normal C1 and C4 levels. C stands for the complement factor. In the glomeruli, C3 and properdin are deposited but immunoglobulin is not deposited. So here only complement factor and the properdin are deposited in the glomeruli but immunoglobulin G is not deposited. Whereas in type 1 Mpgn, both immunoglobulin G as well as C3 were deposited. In more than 70% of the patients with type 2 Mpgn, there is presence of C3 nephritic factor, C3NEF, which is a circulating autoantibody. So this C3 nephritic factor binds to the C3 convertase, which converts C3 to C3A and C3B. So as the C3 nephritic factor binds to the C3 convertase, the C3 is protected from inactivation. So there is persistent C3 activation and hypocomplementemia. So as the C3 is persistently active, there is hypocomplementemia. Morphology of type 2 Mpgn. In many cases, there is predominantly mesangial proliferation. So the pattern is mesangial proliferative pattern of injury. In other cases, there is inflammatory and focally crysenteric appearance. So many cases there is predominantly mesangial proliferative pattern of injury. In other cases, there is inflammatory and focally crysenteric appearance. Electron microscopy findings. There is permeation of the lamina densa of the glomerular basement membrane by a ribbon-like homogeneous, extremely electron-dense material. So this permeation of the lamina densa present in the glomerular basement membrane by a ribbon-like homogeneous, extremely electron-dense material. Immunofluorescence microscopy. There is C3 deposition in irregular, granular or linear foci in the glomerular basement membrane on either side of it but not within the dense deposits. So there is C3 deposition which is irregular, granular or in linear foci on either side but not within the dense deposits. The C3 is deposited also in the mesangium, producing mesangial rings. So C3 deposition in the mesangium produces mesangial rings in type 2 Mpgn. As we already seen, IgG is usually absent. So there is only complement deposition. Lastly, the clinical features of type 2 Mpgn. It primarily affects children and young adults. They present with nephritic syndrome with hematuria and or nephrotic syndrome with proteinuria which overlaps with that of Mpgn. The type 2 Mpgn has poor prognosis. 50% of the patients end up in end-stage renal disease. About membranoproliferative glomerulonephritis,  and these are the 4 types of nephrotic syndromes. Thank you.